Welcome back, party people, to Transport Fever 2, the Great Basin. Here we are, starting with a flyover of our network. This is the proverbial brainstem of our burgeoning railroad network. Here we've got planks and iron ore being transported to kind of the main hub that we've got going, where we just have one little train line running off to. So last episode we really focused on getting the truck line and this iron ore train up and running. The start of this episode was supposed to be a time lapse of doing some detail work up at that iron ore mine. You know, we're not going to be doing too much with this truck line and this valley moving forward because, quite frankly, there's no other resources up here to bring out of the mountain, and there's no refining happening up there. So what we'll do is we'll probably revisit to upgrade the trucks whenever new trucks come out, and then maybe we'll come back and do like some road stops or a park or something. But yeah, so it was supposed to be a fun little time lapse. I'm not the greatest detailer ever. And apparently I'm not the greatest recorder ever, because when I went to take the recorded footage and turn it into a time lapse, it was corrupted. So we're finishing up this flight path where you can see what we did last episode, where we got that big truck stop in, and I mean, it's pretty rough right now. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to fly through here again after the detailing's done, instead of doing the time lapse. And so just a few things that I use while I detail. I've got a few assets off of and here comes the fly through again. And already you can see some smoke in the distance, some pile of aggregate, and really even just using the train painter and the tool, the height tool, you can get some kind of interesting, it looks like some waste piles there, from pulling it out. We added a train line that goes into the mountain to pull iron ore out of there. There's nothing connected to that. And then this is something that I usually don't do, but I wanted to experiment with it a little bit. So I actually broke up that one big station into 3 stations, so you can see one on pretty much the backside, and then the other 2 sides of the iron ore mine. And we'll see if this works. Sometimes the game has balancing issues, but I think up next is trying to get some coal to supply the other requirement for the steel mill, and let's get some steel running. So let's get to it. To get the steel set up, we are going to have to, I think, expand our dock here, and it's growing quite rapidly, which is good. We kind of wanted that dynamic look, and actually, yeah. So let's go ahead. We'll get another small dock here, and I think it might be interesting to start having them come around the edge here potentially, if it's going to work. Maybe a large one. You want to work like that? Nope. Okay. How about here? All right, and then we're gonna need another landing there, and then we're gonna go all the way out here. So the idea is, and we had kind of kicked around the idea of this, which is loading these ships up here on this Lubbock tool ship, right? But really it's gonna be the Lubbock coal mine, or coal ship, because we're gonna have a truck line come down through here, come down here, and yeah, we're gonna really, I think, want to enhance this look here. And in fact, we're going to go so far as to build another truck stop, one a little bit further out of town, and we want to make sure we're highlighting our available dock there. And we're actually going to have, let's see here, come up, we're going to go to the right, we're going to drop it off at 3, make it about 20 meters long, just to make it look nice. And then we're going to confirm we're still in range. Excellent. Okay. Now, let's get that street up there and get it all connected. nicely. What's going to be really fun about this is it's going to create all sorts of nasty traffic issues. Because what's going to happen is we've already got a tram line coming across here. And we're going to grow these cities along here as our primary goal, or as our primary line of effort initially, right, is to get the supplementary valley cities bigger first, so that we're not creating that big traffic jam issue there, which means we're going to have a lot of traffic either with the tram line itself, or if we replace it with a train line, it doesn't matter. We're going to have a lot of traffic going from Chesapeake to Lubbock, and we are about to just dump a whole bunch of cross traffic on there. And if you can hear me getting excited about it, it's because I am really excited about solving this problem, and it might end up being a cool little flyover or something. Who knows? I don't. This is not pre-recorded, and yeah. So let's keep going here. We've got our beautiful new line going, and we're actually going to use this depot here. Let's make it seem like this is an included part of the network here. Right like that. Blow that up. Get a nice curved piece of road here, cutting through that. Oh, that looks kind of awful. I don't like how that turned out. So, goodbye. This time we're gonna go straight. And yeah, let's see here. Nope. Okay. You're just not gonna like it at all. Okay, that's fair. Pass through so we get that nice straight section. Blow that up. And let's go ahead and get our line created. We're going to buy a button of these. Let's see here. Cargo only. All cargo. Let's go ahead. We will get 30. New line. Oh, and it already starts out with the black color. I wish that was like a default thing, because I like my stuff to be color coded, as we have seen. All right, we are going to go to coal truck. And yeah, so that line is created, and then we're going to go ahead and manage this line. We don't have any filters on here, so that's good. That's going to make this very easy. Let's press play. Let's see what happens here. The question is, oh, everything's starting to think. Oh, the party's starting. Okay. Oh, think. Okay. And then we've got, okay, so we've got tools coming from here, coming down here to get dropped off at the Lubbock truck. And we know this is not going to reach. So what we can do is do a cheeky little thing here. We're going to do this. And we're going to make a big mess of this situation here, because remember, we were just having capacity issues here, which means we're really playing with fire, because it's something like, I don't know, I want to say 800 coal that's going to be trying to make its way through here. Okay, so then we're going to actually go ahead. Maybe I was overzealous here with this. Flatten, brush size smaller, flatten tool. All right, go ahead and flatten that out. Let's get that truck stop in here. We'll do 2 platforms. Yeah, there's no way. We are going to totally overload this thing immediately right out the gate, which is exciting stuff, you know. In fact, it's like our truck's even the correct solution here. And probably yes in the long run. In the short run, probably not. And the reason why I say that is because the capacity is just not there. Ooh, actually, this is really good too. So this Fargo tool truck, originally, or just now I was thinking, if I had a separate line for this, we're gonna have to have way more trucks than what we originally would have needed, all on one line instead of on, because if these were split into three, right? Because we've got a few lines going through here. Not really, we've got one to the ship, the harbor, and then we've got one to Askin, and then we've got one to pick up planks. I'm overthinking this. Let's go ahead and manage line. And before we get to that waypoint, Fargo West East, we're gonna stop off there. And this is the real problem, right? We're crossing traffic to come through here and then drop off the coal. So now if we fly all the way back here, we've got a whole bunch of coal showing up. And now we've got to wait for all 30 of these things here to get there. We've got a rate of 126. Okay, so it'll upgrade to 400. We're starting with 186. Let's go ahead and manage vehicles. We are just going to go ahead and double those right now, which is just the madness, right? The absolute madness. And then we've got frequency 29. I'm sorry, but that is just not going to cut it. So now we look here, frequencies 100. Again, not going to cut it. Let's get just an absurd amount. Oh, and we're out of money. Imagine that. What do you mean buying 15 or 13 new, brand new ships? And then also, because we are going to have such a large amount of traffic here, we're going to go ahead and just straight up add another landing prematurely here. And we're going to do manage this, Lubbock Port. We're going to give you both landing options, and then we're going to fly all the way back here. And remember, we did just add that next port option here, which I think should be number 4. Yes, okay, so now it'll come, it'll go either to 1 or 4, drop off the coal, and be on its merry way. The only thing we're going to want to change here is because we're going to be frequently coming up here, we're obviously not going to be shipping 400 tools, right? Not for a while. So instead of it doing this fancy thing where we were going to have it fully load, we're going to load if available, and then just get the heck out of there. Get out of the way, because we need to drop another load of coal. So here we go. Almost full anyways, but what's going to be nice is that's going to go out there. It's going to drop it here. Since we're going to have a more steady flow of ships, we're actually going to probably see this number be a little bit more efficient, because normally what happens is you get big chunks and the game gets confused. It's like, hey, are you or are you not sending us goods? Yeah, so rate 400, right on the money. Fantastic. We're going to let that go ahead for a little while and run. We are plumb out of cash. And of course, it wouldn't be transport fever if the carts went the correct way to start. Oh, fantastic little guys. Okay, and then we're going to come here and we're going to manage this line, and we are actually going to tell these to fully load. Probably strictly not necessary, but this way, they're going to have to wait for this to fill up anyways. And then here, we're actually going to go manage vehicles as well. Manage line, and I don't want that thing half full there for ages, so we'll have them sit for 20 seconds and then take off. So speaking of that, using that painting tool to kind of add a little bit of pizzazz here. So we're going to go ahead to asphalt. We're going to laugh while I struggle to spell basic things. Okay, we want it to match colors. And if you didn't know, so this is painted texture here for the bay, or the harbor. You can actually override that if you want it to be a different. By holding shift, it'll override that. But I do like this darker one, so we're going to go ahead and that. We're gonna hold shift so that it even overrides, it'll override everything. It'll override the building models, what they want. And we can get rid of the grass here, and it makes it seem a little bit more industrial. We're gonna go not have enough money to do that, to smooth, and we're gonna get hit by a maintenance cost. But even the paths, right? Because right here, this is a path that says that this harbor is connected to this road. That's what these paths are here for. You can override that even, which is really kind of nice because you know, you don't need to have it strictly obvious that the path is there. But you can if you want. You know, it's really a flavor thing. Let's see here. Let's see if we're picking anything up. All right, these appear to be some of the first trucks. There we go. Down the road we go. Fantastic. So how much do you want to bet that these ships are going to the wrong spot first? I would actually go ahead, and what I would bet is that that they are going to the wrong spot, and then I would even bet quite a substantial amount of money on it. Let's see here. If I go ahead and look at this, 91,000. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and bet the fact that we made 12 of these. No, it was way more than that. It was like way more than that. Let's say 20, so 90, $1.8 million of maintenance costs is what I would bet, at least, for them to go to the wrong location, get upset that there is nothing really here except for the 11 tools, and then go travel the other direction. Look at this absolute mess here. Oh my goodness, it's pure craziness. So yeah, but what's nice is we should be primed. Let's see here. Does this connect there? Yeah, so what's gonna happen is that coal's gonna start getting dropped off here. We've got 1,000 iron ore in storage. I did let it run for just a little bit between episodes, more unintentionally than anything else. And here we go with the classic jam. So fully loaded is a dangerous mistress. So make sure you add a time limit there, or else you'll end up locking up really important pearl affairs. So here we go. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so what we might... My original thought was we could take a flatbed truck. We'll be able to load, or a train, sorry. Just a little distracted today, but we'll go ahead and get a flatbed train, which should already be running, the Jackson Timber Train. But I think it's time to rename this line, which is, nope, that's wrong. We need to rename, oh, we have it going directly. So the Toledo train. So we've got it going directly from here to here, but what we can do is we can actually have it go directly from the Fargo Industrial. It'll load both planks and steel, right? Because they both go on those flatbed cars. And it'll save us some finagling here. So that's something that we can do when we've got some money. So let's go ahead and hit the fast forward button. And then let's think about what our game plan is here after that. So we're going to get steel going. We're going to have machines created. Do we have any consumers of machines down here? No, 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 and no. Okay, that's unfortunate. But we do have some consumers right here with Overland Park. And then of course, inside of Fargo itself, but like I said, we are not transporting stuff here yet. So that's the other issue is this is a flatbed in and goods car out. So what we want to do is we kind of want to think, okay, we're sending machines here, And then let's think of boxcar stuff. Well, we can send goods here, right? To try to get that fully loaded both ways, optimal. Not strictly necessary when you're on the medium difficulty, but it doesn't hurt. It's just good practice, and it is super fun to watch the chart of income for those type of lines just go up absolutely nuts, right? You know, if Lubach ever gets to 400 or 800 craziness, we'll have the same thing here, right? We'll be moving, right now we're moving 50, 65 full one way, and then 400 full the other way, which is always exciting. And then, yeah, and then we'll just be raking in the dough. That'll probably be, I'd imagine, for a while, one of our most lucrative routes, this Lubach tool ship line. And that's wrong. It's no longer a Lubach tool. It's Lubach tool. Cool. Bullshit. All right. And yeah, look at this. Look at this massive queue. How about go this way? You go that way. You go that way. You go that way. Oh my goodness. You go that way. No, no, no. I think it'd be more fun to sit there in line and wait for all of these other stupid boats to fill up. Oh, almost sent away the wrong one. The Elgin tool. That one's legitimate. That one needs to stay there. And then let's see here. What kind of impact are we having on this? We've got the Askin tool delivery. We've got the Fargo tool truck. Now this is where it gets a little hectic too, because we've got 114, but we need 400 up to here. And then we're gonna have, 400 go through here. So yeah, that's pretty wild, but also we probably need that much to begin with, right? Because we've got 60 here. We are dropping them off in Elgin, which is another 75, and then we're dropping off a 66, 75. So yeah, and that checks out there, right? We're moving almost 200 tools as it is, and then we also just slowed down the rate, stopping off at that Fargo annex. So yeah, let's watch this for a little while and see if we can't make a little dough here. Let's check the chart here. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. We've got a train coming in. This is that brand new line, and it's, you know, it's gonna be hardly profitable. All right, it's gonna be hardly profitable, I suspect, unless we go here, and we're gonna just drop a few more of these gondolas. Who's that? One of the streamers I watch has a kind of an interesting accent on the way they say gondola. I don't know. I'm being a jerk to them, maybe. All right, train 5. What's going on? All right. Apparently, we exceeded the maximum length, so we're going to go ahead here and here. Tell you to turn around. Get Joe butt going. All right. And what we did there, right, is the locomotive is a static upkeep cost, and then this is a dynamic upkeep cost. And I think the money you make by adding one more car is more than the cost of the maintenance for the car itself. And what you're really doing by modifying the amount of cars to locomotive is you're trying to kind of dial in the frequency of deliveries and the money made per car in a way that overwhelms the cost of your locomotive. And since everything's going real slow, these beautiful trains, they don't need to go fast, right? Like 31 miles per hour. They're going downhill empty. There's really no wild reason for them to have, an insane acceleration. They're not passengers doing city to city. They're just a chill train that's providing iron ore. All right, let's see what's going on here. And let's go ahead and see if we're picking up coal. Is this the first? Well, the other way to check that is we've got 70, 140. So there is a ship on its way back already. Is it you? It is you with 70 coal on it. Outstanding. Let's go ahead and check our line rate here. We're over the line rate. That's okay. And this is one of the issues, right? This is the city's turf, right? We've got this big coal line running right through the city, which means we've got to contend with my boy Kevin Powell blocking up the intersection, and Jordan Washington blocking up the intersection. And Zoe, she's just an absolute madwoman. Where is she even going? And maybe what we can do is we can make this intersection just absolutely a hellish nightmare for people to get through, and they'll want to take the tram. So hopefully, I don't know if our digital characters here are capable of feeling anxiety, but yeah, if they could program anxiety into them, they would absolutely, at least in my opinion, prefer to take the tram and not have to deal with that awful, awful intersection. Just a little bit of psychological warfare to, excuse me, no detail found. Yeah, to get them to use the roads that, or the things that I want, because I am the almighty oligarch. All right, let's get another few trams on here, and you know what? We're gonna keep it a little shorter today, an episode. And we're gonna call it quits here. So on the next episode, we're gonna set up our steel train. We're gonna get steel down to Toledo, and also between episodes, we're gonna plan our next train route step. Right, we're not adding infrastructure to get that Toledo machine factory running, but maybe we need to start thinking about getting, I don't know, some goods up and running, because there's plenty of goods to be provided down here. So thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.